What is up, MTV Cribs and what? Wait, that's a different, oh, that's tomorrow. This is, this shouldn't work. And this is where I work, Wade Metalworks. Come on in. I'll give you the nickel tour. I run a metal manufacturing place called Wade Metalworks. I got into metalwork way back when I knew Nader from music. I knew I wasn't going to go to college. I wasn't cut out for it, and I was already in a band, and we were touring and playing shows, and it's like, wow, welding, that'd be fun. That's a good backup plan. I hear welders make good money, so learned how to do it, and I've been doing it ever since. But now I've, worked my way up to where I'm the production manager of this company, and just, it's a desk job, but I get to work a lot less hard and make more than I used to, which is really cool, especially being a single dad. So that's the gist, the basics of the job. This is the office where I work. It's nice because I have windows. One thing I learned is windows are great for mental health, because my old job I was at for 14 years didn't have any windows. So that's been kind of a long one coming. I really never had much of a problem with mental health until I was married and was just going through, stuff married people go through, fights and different things and different incompatibilities. And it became this thing where a lot of mental health struggles stemmed from struggles that were happening in my marriage. So my work actually became like a safe haven, where I felt like I was able to be more free and be more of myself at work and run this company and do a good job. And then, I'm going home and I'm failing and I'm not doing a good job and things are tough. So work almost for a while became an escape because it gave me purpose. It made me feel good about myself because I'm good at what I do and because I love what I do. I would find the most stressful moments at work was when I was having to deal with the situation at work, but I was also stressed because there's something happening at home. So really in those moments, it's just digging deep and, so I would take a break and go for a walk, or there's even times where I would go to my boss and be like, hey, I'm going to go drive for like 20 minutes. I need to just clear my head. And he was always pretty cool about that. But yeah, work was good because that's where I found a lot of purpose and drive. And sure, it gets tough. There's tough stuff you have to deal with leading and running a company, but I found this interesting dynamic in my life where I could lead and run, a not huge company, couple million, 3 to 5 million a year company, run it with a profit, make good money, get raises for the employees, stuff like that. I could do that, but I wasn't a good husband or a good dad. And like, if I almost wish I could trade one for the other. Cause it sucks it sucks, man, to feel like you're doing a good job at work and then feeling like you're not doing a good job on the things that matter, that actually like really matter. Yeah. Every day I get to watch the sunrise and I love that. But this is my desk. These are my things that make me happy. My toys, because I'm still a child. Reminders of what I do and why I love things, being my son, and some artwork that he created. And I've been here 6 months and still haven't hung that up, but one day it'll be up on this wall, and then I'll show you where the real magic happens. So my responsibilities and jobs are I'm the front end contact for everybody. So I
get requests from customers, figure out how we're going to make it, give them a price or an estimate, and then they approve it, and then I take in the jobs, schedule them out to the shop, figure out who's going to work on them, and make sure they get done on time. So literally everything that comes in and then goes out flows through me, which is a pretty hefty responsibility for a, machine shop, manufacturing company.
A lot of it is the gym, actually. The gym became a place for me where when I went back when I was married, that was my safe place. That was like my therapy. That was my, this is what I do first thing in the morning every day to get my day on track and set everything up well, help me cope with anxiety and depression and stress and whatnot. So I would just work out as hard as I could every morning. And then I go to work and it's like you have all those endorphins from already moving your body and doing something physical. And then I've also like I put my body through hell when I work out. So it's almost like that's the hardest thing I'm going to do that day. The things that I have to deal with at work or later in the day are sometimes tough and stressful, and they're mentally draining and they're mentally tough. But until you really work out, you don't realize what a mental strain it is also to push yourself through moments where you feel like giving up. So I feel like having something like that for me, which is the gym, really set me up to be able to navigate the stress of a job like that and the day-to-day stuff that comes with it.
Work's pretty interesting for me because I played music and didn't go to college and needed a fallback plan, so I fell back on welding because I liked it, and then ended up in this position at another company where I was sweeping the floor and welding, and after 10 years ended up being the director of the company and having all the responsibility of all the day-to-day stuff on me, which was pretty stressful and tough.
I mentioned that work became a place where I was getting more stress relief because of problems at home or different things like that. So I ended up kind of using work as an escape where I would stay longer maybe than I needed to, or I would really like dive all in. It's a weird dynamic. Like, how do you explain it? It's, you have two things in your life and you're really good at one thing and you're doing really well, and you're really bad at another thing and not doing it well. It's like when you do the one that you're not doing well at, it tends to beat you down. Because no matter how much effort you put into it, it's not working. And it's tough to want to put more effort into that thing because it doesn't fulfill you because you suck at it. So I ended up putting more effort and more drive and more determination into my work because I found fulfillment there. I felt appreciated. I felt respected. I felt valued and cared for, and like I had purpose. And that for a while took away my drive to really put a lot into my marriage and into other things and into friendships and all sorts of stuff, because it just felt like a losing battle over there. So like, why focus on the negative when I could keep doing the positive well, which is not always the best thing to do from experience.
Massive hit on Glenn.
I'm gonna do some deadlifts. Step 1, pre-workout. Step 1 is pre-workout. Step 2 is a zen if you want a wicked pump. Today we're doing deadlifts. We use chalk so the bar doesn't slip out of our hands. For me and mental health, the gym is everything. The gym changed my life. I mean, first, I'm a Christian, and I get a lot of my hope and joy from that. But as far as like mental health and physical health, the gym really changed my life. It sets a good example for my son. He sees me work out, and he loves it. I get to work out with my dad, who's, you're probably seeing some of these random clips because we're in his garage. There he is. But for me, it's just lifting heavy ass weights and doing hard things and putting my body through hell here prepares me for everything else. It's like I've already done the hardest thing I'm going to do all day, lifting weights. So it really puts me in a mental space to just handle life in a different way.
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's a lot of different things. You know, some people go to like dark places or go to traumatic events or different things that motivate them. For me, it's I was always like really, really, really skinny. And I had body dysmorphia from, you know, getting picked on because I was so skinny, getting called skeleton and lerp and things like that. So once I actually like put the effort in and started seeing results and getting bigger, even to the point of last year getting on stage in front of, you know, 1,000 people in my underwear and doing a bodybuilding show. It's not something I ever thought I would do. But for me, when I'm lifting, I think of where I started, where I am now, and where I'm going to be. So every lift, every movement, I'm thinking about what those muscles are doing and what they're going to look like as I break them down and build them up. It's like when you're doing a lat pull down where you're pulling a bar down like this, you're thinking about your lat muscles. And like if you're on stage, you're flexing those. So I'm thinking about the next time I'm on stage, I'm going to engage this muscle better and it's going to be bigger because of the work that I've put into it. So, yeah, nothing like really dark or tragic or crazy or anything. It's just, I think about being better than I was yesterday, beating the guy that I was yesterday. And if I take like one step forward every day, when you look back over a year, you're like, man, I feel like I'm not making any progress, just making these tiny little steps. But then after a year goes by, you're like, I don't even recognize myself because I was way over there and now I'm right here. Like, so that's what I think about when I'm lifting.
Yeah! Easy. Holy crap.
That felt pretty good.
That moved fast. Really fast.
Maybe I'll do a little bit. Maybe I'll do one more. 405. Never touched that before.
That's hard because I want to protect my younger self from a lot of the pain that I went through, but I don't think that's a good idea. Because the pain and the trauma and the failures and the different things have all led to where I am now. And if those things didn't happen, then I wouldn't be where I am now. Maybe I'd be in a better spot. I don't know, but I'm happy. Like I've got me, I've got this place that I own. I've got my son, I've got my dog. I've got everything that's important to me is right here. I've got friends like Nate and these guys that were doing this shouldn't work with, which I'm extremely grateful for. So telling my younger self something, I don't know, maybe just like do it all with a smile. Try to be happier. Try to not, like, go through the pain. Go through all the bullshit that life throws at you, but just know that it's not always going to be like that. So you can always, like, even when you're going through rough stuff, you can have a smile on your face knowing you're going to come out of it. Don't skip the struggles, but I guess, what's that stupid cliche saying? Don't pray for no rain, but figure out how to dance in the rain. Something like that, maybe. It's probably something cliche and stupid that I'd punch myself for saying.
So talk about your weight climb. My
weight climb. Just today, what I did.
What is this actually called? I'm unfamiliar. I'm sure everybody watching is unfamiliar as far as...
It's a progression, so we're doing deadlifts. So I started with 135 and just repped them, and then went to 185, and then 225, and then 275. And then put 3 plates on, which is 315. And then threw the 25s on, which is 365 for 1. And then just did 405 for 1. And I've never even picked that up, so that felt good. So it's all about pushing ourselves, getting out of our comfort zone, and getting better. That moved good, so we're going to go to 425 and just see what happens. Nope. That's crazy.
You're worth it. You're better than you think you are. You're loved. You're valued. I have not always been the best dad and wasn't the best husband to your mom. But fuck me if I'm not going to try my best to be the best dude that I can for you and be the best example that I can for you. And hopefully you'll be better at all this stuff than I was. I mean, I used to be the person that was like, I'm going to change the world. And then I figured out, like, part of it was through working with an organization called Awaken, and their motto, they work with women trapped in sex slavery or human trafficking, and their motto was stop for the one. Like, don't worry about changing the whole world, just stop for the one. So I guess with the youth, I'm going to start with my own son, and then I'm friends with other single parents, and Josh is on sports teams here and there with people. So my interactions with those kids are hopefully going to be pure and genuine all the time. And then it's a ripple effect. If I'm doing the best I can for my son, then he has the example, and hopefully it'll just ripple out and affect people around him as well.
If you or a loved one are experiencing some mental hardship, please reach out and talk to somebody today. If it's me, reach on out. We'll get you through this.
Now, as we work hard to bring you guys more content, please subscribe and like this video so that way you can be up to date for the next one.